Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. In this video, I am going to explain anti-conversion laws in India. Content for this video I given in the description, you can go through and study. As on 2022, 13 of India's 28 states had legislation that criminalized religious conversion in various circumstances. Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. Although none of these laws mentions particular faith, in practice they are carried out more often against non-Hindus. All 13 states that have anti-conversion laws maintain broadly similar prohibitions against conversion through force, inducement or fraud, which would include the provision of any gifts, promises of a better life, free education and other standard charitable activities, and bar individuals from abetting such conversions. Even offering a gift or a free admission or a textbook to Hindu student by a Christian or a Christian school can be labeled as an attempt at religious conversion and trigger a charge of violating the law. Often paint the charitable works of Christian missionaries as a facade to hide attempt at religious conversion. The church and the average Christian today is viewed with suspicion. The Juvenile Justice Act has been used effectively to close down Christian orphanages that were serving and helping the poorest of the poor. This did not happen overnight. It has taken a propaganda that has lasted almost more than 20 years. The anti-conversion laws in many Indian states are written in such a way that providing education or medical assistance to a Hindu can be construed as force, a prosecutable offense for attempted conversions. The law argues providing education or medical assistance to a poor Hindu exploit his or her economical condition and makes the Christian faith attractive to him and her. The law implies that it is a form of force on poor Hindu people and hence it is a criminal offense. For all practical purposes, this law is a mirror image of apostasy law minus the death penalty one finds in several Islamic countries. The anti-conversion law in those states require individuals wishing to convert to another religion and clergy intending to officiate at a conversion ceremony to submit formal notification to the state government. The notification procedure requires state police to determine if there are objections to the conversion. These anti-conversion laws are not limited to instances of coercion and they contain broad and vague language that can be used to target voluntary religious conversions. Common feature of these anti-conversion laws include prohibition on conversion, requirement to notify the governments of one intent to convert, and burden shifting provision that presume an accused individual is guilty. Another problem with the anti-conversion laws is that they can be used for personal vendettas, much like the blasphemy laws in neighboring Pakistan. If I am accused, I have to prove that it is not true, and that takes a long time, energy and money because lawyers are expensive. What business government has to know of my religion? This is violation of my privacy. The right of an individual to change one faith should be protected as a fundamental right, and the state should take steps where necessary to effectively protect and promote the safety, dignity and privacy of persons who change their faith voluntarily. India's anti-conversion laws are not means to protect religious freedom, but rather a mechanism for the government to oppress and punish religious minorities. The anti-conversion laws were enacted in mostly BJP ruled states to target Christians and Muslims. BJP government is trying to divide people in the name of religion, caste and creed to remain in power, and this anti-conversion bill will help them as they can misuse this bill to harass the minorities group. The very motive of making this anti-conversion law is political and to reap political benefit. Exploiting the religious belief of people is the nature of this BJP government. Primarily motivated by a religious ideology, the anti-conversion laws fail to achieve the very purpose for which they have been enacted. On the contrary, they provide an opportunity for divisive forces to target the constitutionally protected rights of minority groups and pose a serious threat to free practice and propagation of religious beliefs. These anti-conversion laws mainly aimed at cementing Hindu supremacy and restricting social and economic options for the Muslims and Christians in India. These laws are meant to send the message to the minority community that the constitutional guarantee no more holds true and they have to live under the shadow of the majority community. Even though Christianity has had a presence in India for close to 2000 years, radical Hindus will often portray them as being non-Indian. They use this rhetoric to rile their voting base to win election, and the result is a persistent anti-Christian tension in many parts, though not of all the country. The pressure is greatest in central and northern India, where the governing party of BJP is firmly in control. These anti-conversion laws were weaponized against Indian Christians. In the states where these laws are enforced, Hindutva militants often barge into Christian homes and churches claiming to stop the conversion. No evidence or proof is needed for such accusation. Also, police file false charges against Christians using this law. Under the BJP rule, anti-conversion laws help normalize the violence and harassment of Christians. It has made religious hate a politically accepted behavior. Men belonging to Bajrang Dal and Viswa Hindu Parishad sat down and sung Hindu bhajans in a Karnataka Hoopley church and alleged that the church authorities were conducting forced religious conversions. They sat at the back of the church without mask and sang a bhajan, rather repeating the chant Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. It is not easy to get permission in India to get permission to build churches or places of worship. We have to produce 15 to 20 kinds of certificates, environment certificates, those from health, police, fire departments. For the smaller churches, it is not easy to get all this due to the bureaucracy. There are places who apply and after 5-6 years, the permission are rejected. Many of anti-conversion laws apply unrealistic and restrictive conditions to grant permit to build a church or even allow prayer meetings in private residential homes. The erstwhile Karnataka BJP government will not allow house churches gathering. They will say public gatherers there and you don't have firefighting equipment or certificate. Our constitution provides for freedom of conscience and the right of all individuals to freely profess, practice and propagate religion. Mandates a secular state, requires the state to treat all religions impartially and prohibits discrimination based on religion. It also states citizens must practice their faith in a way that does not adversely affect public order, morality or health. But 13 of 28 states have laws restricting religious conversion for all faiths. Even Ambedkar, who was the chief architect of India's constitution, had converted to Buddhism and he did not have to give the permission of the state to do so. The interesting aspect is that other minority communities like Sikhs and Jains are not worried about this anti-conversion law. RSS leader considered Sikhism and Buddhism as part of the Hindu fold, an idea that is vehemently denounced by Sikhs and Buddhists. Significantly, Sikh, Jain and Buddhist groups have accused RSS of decimating their identity and trying to subsume their religion into Hinduism. Sikhs, Jains and Buddhists are by no means immune to religious persecution either, but followers of this Indic religion are inaccurately viewed by Hindu nationalists as junior Hindus because of their historic ties to Hinduism. RSS leaders openly proclaim wiping of Christianity and Islam from India and advocate for denying Buddhism, Sikhism and Jainism a separate religious identity and insist that they are branches of Hinduism. Freedom of religion in India is a fundamental right guaranteed by Article 25 and 28 of the Constitution of India. In India, Christians are not forcing Hindus to convert by any means. There is no evidence of someone being held at gunpoint to convert Christianity. Article 25 Freedom of religion of the Constitution guarantees every citizen the right to propagate his religion. Therefore, the acts of missionaries spreading Christianity by themselves cannot be seen as something against the law. The right to have faith in a particular religion can be traced to Article 21, that is right to a dignified life of the Constitution. The citizens of the country should be allowed to freely choose their religion. It would not be appropriate for the government to put spoke in their personal beliefs and privacy. The Indian Constitution says religion is a matter of the state jurisdiction, not the national government. The Indian government should be directed to advise the state government to repeal anti-conversion laws and should itself abandon efforts toward a national anti-conversion law. Bible talks about gospel guidelines. In Matthew chapter 10 verse 23, when they persecute you in one town, run away to another one. I assure you that you will not finish your work in all the towns, that is villages of Israel, that is India, before the Son of Man comes. Also in Acts chapter 26 verse 29, then Agrippa said to Paul, in a short time and with so little effort, you almost persuaded me to become a Christian. Paul replied, short time or long, I pray to God, not only you, but all who are listening to me today may become what I am, except for these chains. Amen for India.